So yeah, all that motion graphics thing, that was my money shot. I just spent all my budget. I'm just joking. Everything I did was for free. But yeah, you're not going to see another special effects moment on this video. Hello, welcome to my second episode of this journey that I'm taking of building my own personal brand. And the concept that I'm going to explain is a concept that will help you keep on track of having fun, keeping track of living your ideals, and having an overall enjoyment of building your own personal brand. And I call it the Trinity of Authenticity. Whoa, fancy words, right? Yeah, well, it's very simple. The Trinity of Authenticity comes with these components that will help you stay true to your intentions. And it first starts with why. That's the first component. Now, why? Some people call it knowing your why and all that. It's a term that's very popular now. But in this case, I'm not talking about that Tony Robbins concept of knowing your why. I'm talking about really going deep. And there's a tool for that actually. I have a background in science of quality control, and they implemented a concept in manufacturing processes where they call it the 5 whys. And the 5 whys is when something breaks down in manufacturing and they go to do an investigation, they ask themselves, of course, why this happened. So a similar concept I just applied for myself. And when you're building a personal brand, or when you're doing any other business or any kind of project, also it can be applied to many things. Ask yourself why first. And why are we going to do this? Because the goal here is self-awareness. And you guys have heard about it. Self-awareness is the key to understand, to gain clarity of what's inside here. And to get to that self-awareness, you have to go really deep and start asking yourself these questions of why you're doing the things that you're doing. Why are you building a personal brand? Start with that. Some people say, I just want to be financially independent. I just want money. Yeah, cool. But then that brings to the second why. Ask yourself why again. You want to be financially independent because you want more freedom with your time. Okay, so why? What are you going to do with that time? So a lot of people will say, I want to spend more time with family. I want to be more creative doing videos. I guess in my case. And if you keep going down the layers, right, then you'll get to really deep thoughts. Like, for example, if you are being really honest with yourself, and you can discover that you have a chip on your shoulder. Oh, I'm building a personal brand or a business because I want to prove Dad that he was wrong about me. That was never my case. Just to be clear, my parents support me in all I do. So the thing is that if that's the case, if you have a chip on your shoulder, as many entrepreneurs do, then you are really attached. You have something that's bogging you down. Now, for some people, having a chip on their shoulder helps them, but some people it does not help them. It depends. That's why we need to have clarity. That's why you need to ask yourself why, and you have that self-awareness, and you have to determine if that chip on your shoulder is actually serving you or is it hindering you. So in my case, I did have a chip on my shoulder. I figured that out years ago, and thankfully I loosened up. I kicked out of my shoulder, and I started having more fun with the process. However, you might not be in that position yet. So Just ask yourself those 5 whys or more. We just in manufacturing just say 5, but ask yourself as many times as you need or as you want to get to the heart, what's inside you, to determine if what you're doing, if your needs, if the needs that are in the back of your head, bring it to the forefront and actually solve them. It might be that you actually need to go to therapy or something. It can go deep. This can go very, very, very deep. So just make sure that you understand and have that clarity. Because once you have that clarity, that will bring us to the second point, point in the triangle, which is you're being true to yourself. We want to stop rationalizing the things that we do, because we do a lot of rationalizing. Of course, we're human beings. That's what we do. We rationalize. So we want to avoid telling ourselves half lies, or worse, we completely lie to ourselves. We say that we want to save the world, but we actually want to drive a Lamborghini. Or we say we want to build a personal brand to have that financial independence, so to speak, but really, like I said before, we have this chip on the shoulder and you really don't want to build a personal brand. So once you get that clarity and you start being true to yourself, then you start enjoying the day-to-day activities that actually entails building a brand. So we start with that self-awareness, and we start with being true to ourselves and honor our needs. And then that will bring us to the third component of the Trinity, which is being true to your audience. Because if you are self-aware of the things that you're doing and being true to yourself, your whole message will resonate more with your audience. And that is where the magic happens. That will allow you to build a community that believes in you, a community that knows that you're sincere. Sometimes we know that our message is not, there's a disconnect, right? People sense it. And that might be the reason that they're having that disconnect, because what you're saying is not what you feel actually inside. And then that is actually hindering you. You might go a little bit far, so to speak, but you could have gone even farther if you're being true to yourself and you are practicing this authenticity. You can go way farther. Unless you're a psychopath, which I hope none of you are, And if you're a psychopath, then go get help, please. So that is the Trinity of authenticity. It's a pretty simple concept. Now, if you want to learn more, if you want to go real deep, I was invited to a podcast recently, the Marketing for Greatness podcast with Jessica Campos, and we go into the weeds on the concept of the Trinity of authenticity. So I'm going to put the link below. You can check it out. Another thing before we go to the next video, leave comments below. I want to build the community. And what are your thoughts? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that you will add to the Trinity of authenticity, which will stop being a Trinity? Thank you so much. It's okay. I'm flexible. So, what are your thoughts? Comment below. And I really want to hear your opinions. Yeah. And also, if you want to know more of why I'm building my personal brand, my motives, why I'm going the distance of posting 100 videos, why I'm building a habit, go check my previous video, rebranding my personal brand, and I go into details and more about my personal life.